and Syed joins me now because it's a horrible story, mate.
Yeah, it is a horrible story, but the thing is, I'm trying to turn it into a positive light.
Good.
I want to fight hate with love, and that's what I went out to do. And what actually happened as a result was it set my business going viral.
Good.
So I was targeted with some racial abuse.
Well, let's begin at the beginning. In fact, let's begin before the beginning.
Sure.
I want to say something to you, and I don't know how you're going to take it.
Sure.
All right? And you're in a radio studio, probably for the first time.
Yes.
So that can be quite a nerve-wracking experience.
Mm-hmm.
But when I met you, you were a sort of cheeky chappy. You were super confident. You were bouncing around Covent Garden, selling your wares, introducing me to your mum. You had a touch of the Del Boys about you, if you don't mind me saying so. And albeit that you sell quality produce, unlike the Trotters, your stall regularly is down at Borough Market, where you've become a hugely popular fixture. You seem much shakier to me today, mate.
I wouldn't say I'm shakier. I am taken back.
Yeah.
I am definitely taken back. I'm a little bit exhausted.
Okay.
Whenever I check my phone, I've got like hundreds, if not thousands, of notifications. Some good, some bad. So it is very overwhelming. It is very overwhelming. But I feel like I'm dealing with it pretty well.
Yeah, good. I'm glad to hear it, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted you here. People are going to be wondering what the hell has happened to you, and it begins, of course, with a really wonderful thing. You, as a successful British entrepreneur with stalls now at Borough Market, Old Spitalfields, and in Westfield, down in White City, were approached by Heathrow Airport to feature in an advertising campaign showing Londoners of all different backgrounds and experiences welcoming visitors to London. So you appear in traditional Middle Eastern dress, not unlike what you're wearing today, because you are the Date Sultan, so you look like a sultan. Yeah. I mean, crikey, you don't need a PhD in marketing to work this stuff out. On a massive billboard, arriving people at Heathrow see you with your arms out saying welcome. What could possibly go wrong?
You know, this I want to put on record is, for me, it was probably one of the highlights of my career. It was one of the greatest things that ever happened to me, and it happened to me by chance. When Heathrow reached out, I thought it was the pinch me moment. I thought I was being hoaxed. I was like, surely this can't be true. And then to see myself featured there, it was a huge moment for me. My mum and dad called it the happiest day of their life. Like, they couldn't believe that the sun was on Heathrow Airport welcoming 90+ million visitors every single year. Everything was going perfectly fine. Until one day, I'm in bed, and about 4 a.m. I wake up and I'm getting so many notifications from my friends, family, and from a lot of customers saying, "Dude, have you seen X? You're going viral." And I thought, wow, this must be great. But then I'm like, what for? And I click on the links and I see my images have been shared, and I was just being targeted heavily by the far right. And I was just taken back because it wasn't something I expected.
What sort of things were they saying, Syed Usman?
So it was a sarcastic post saying, "Can you believe that this is what welcomes us into the UK?" And then comments that were coming through was like, "Why is a brown person there? Why are we celebrating a Muslim? London's being taken over. Rip his images down." There was a lot more worse that was said, and I was horrified by it because I've always found the UK to be a lovely place to live in, and I was never a victim of repetitive racism, Islamophobia, and I was taken back. And the more I scrolled, the more my heart sank.
Wow!
Because I was like, where am I getting this? And people are just judging me based off based off the color of my skin, by my name, by the fact that I was a Muslim. And nobody actually took a minute to go and see about the work that I actually do behind the scenes, building the Date Sultan, about the jobs that I've created, how I fight modern slavery. People just made a judgment based off my appearance and start targeting me.
38 successful Londoners used in the campaign, 8 of whom were from ethnic minorities. One of whom, a successful sportswoman, received so much abuse online that she asked for the posters of her to be taken down. You told them you wanted yours to stay up.
Yeah, so Heathrow have been very supportive, and I get the racial abuse in tranches. And on the latest one, they actually came out and said, "Hey, Usman, what would you like us to do? If you want, we can take it down. And I said, no, I don't want to take it down, because I felt that that's the wrong message, the wrong thing for me to do. Rather, I said, you know what, I'm here to showcase that you can be diverse, and the UK is very inclusive. And if you work hard, you can do great things, and don't let the opinions of a few put you down. And I was like, rather than taking my images off, I'm of the opinion, put more of my images up, because I want to inspire the next generation. I want to show people of color, people of minorities, people of differences, that, you know, this is a great country. If you work hard, you can make it. You will be celebrated, and don't let the opinions of some people cloud your judgment and make you think that this is what the UK represents, because that's not really the case. So yeah, I said to Heathrow, I want my pictures up, and Heathrow were like, we love your response.
Wow. So do I.
And James, you know what? I'm happy to share so many emails with you. I've received emails in the hundreds, and I'd say 99% of them have been white English people, and they have told me about how proud they are, how I represent them, how they love the fact that I asked for my pictures not to go down, and how I've stuck to my guns. And I've just been blown away by the support that I've got. And it really, really makes me feel proud to be British, because I think that really is British values, the way people support each other.
It's it's not easy to do what you've done. It's very brave, in fact, to have responded to the abuse by standing prouder. But of course, it's not just you. Your family will see some of the stuff that's been online. I think of your parents and their pride being polluted by this, although I imagine that they don't spend much time on Twitter or social media. But I worry about your wife and how she may have responded to this.
To be honest, everyone was really worried about me.
Yeah.
Because I wear my brand on my sleeve, literally. And everyone just really worried about me, that how am I going to take it? And then when just yesterday, I received a comment saying, you made a really bad move by having your image up there, because now you're a target, we'll come find you. And not just that, we'll come find your family. And it's like, when I see things like this, it does it make me feel a bit afraid? Of course it does. And I don't want my family to see things like that, but it does take a mental toll on me. But the thing is, I know majority of these people are keyboard warriors. They sit behind screens and they feel like they can get away with saying such things. So I just try and ignore it.
It's easier said than done. I mean, you know, I do this for a living, and I'm a white bloke. I know what it's like to have your head above the parapet, but not to be the victim of this kind of vicious, personalised racism. But I understand why you're doing it. I understand why you're pushing through. And
then, you know, I really thought about what kind of message do I want to give? What values do I have? What have my parents instilled in me? And what does Islam really teach me? And I wanted to go out and put a message out. And what I did is I said, I'm not going to fight hate with hate. I'm not going to throw a stone back at them. What I did is I put a message out on all of my social media platforms saying, whoever said all this nasty racist stuff to me, I forgive you. Rather, if you really want to know a little bit more about me and not just judge me off the way that I look, come to Borough Market. I'll give you dates on the house. And then we can just have a conversation, and you can get to know Date Sultan behind the scenes. And I just want to put it on record again. I said, I forgive everybody. I hold nothing against nobody, because I think life is too short, and I don't want to let people's hate bring me down. And I put this message out, and literally, I never expected it. My post started to go viral. Usually, I'd get about 8,000 views on a LinkedIn post. This LinkedIn post got up to 400,000 views.
Good Lord.
And the amount of support I was getting, like, this guy's dealing with everything with such class. And what actually took me away was I would get phone calls from my staff saying, "Hey, Usman, you need to get down to Borough Market, because there's people here that have come out and they want to meet you."
Wow.
And I got a call saying that there was a lady, and she was insistent that she wanted to come out and meet me. So I went to the market and I was greeted to her, and she had flowers in her hands. And she said to me that I said some really nasty things about you. Then I read your response, and I was like, how can I hate this guy? And she goes, I went away and I read about the work that you do, and how you're fighting modern slavery in the world, and how you try to bring the best dates so that the UK public can enjoy the dates. And I was just taken back by all that kind of stuff that you do. And then while she was at my stand, you know, at Borough Market, on my menu, I at the bottom of my menu of my prices, I have a message saying, if our dates are too expensive and you're hungry and you can't afford a meal, the dates are free for you. And she goes, this is the guy that I was targeting. She goes, I'm so happy I came here. And then I met her, she gave me flowers. And she was like, I'm really, really sorry. And not just that, people have come out and they come to my stall and they just say, we're just taken back by the guy's response. And
you turned it around.
Yeah, you have to, man. This is what humanity is all about.
And of course, for anyone confused about why you have no choice but to stay out there, the social media branding, the LinkedIn, the posts, the socials, it's you. I mean, you can't hide from this. You can't do what some people can do and just leave Twitter and stay off socials, because you are the Date Sultan. And your business is I mean, it's inseparable. I don't know where Usman finishes and the Date Sultan begins. That's why you're here. We're nearly out of time, but just let me read a few of the messages coming in. This guy makes me proud to be British. He's the epitome of the spirit of this country, an absolute hero and legend. Matt says, good on this fella, Carl. Fair play, Usman. Really giving me the feels today. Keep pushing with the inspirational charge into the future. Clear legend. On behalf of all white, middle-aged, generally angry, overweight men, please apologise to your guest. As always, there are many more of us, says Ryan, than there are of them. Please ask Usman to come to the Abergavenny Food Festival in September. We would definitely welcome a visit. Please pass on our love and hugs to Usman and tell him to get off X and onto Blue Sky. Well, we've just explained why he can't do that. Nigel, proud of you, says Afshan. This guy's amazing, says Abigail. I hate dates, but I love this guy, says Matt in Northampton, to which we'll end the interview by saying he hasn't had the right dates.
No, he hasn't. He needs to get on a train and come to Borough Market and try our dates.